And when we come back, Georgia's President Mikhail Saakashvili will respond. For joining us, Mr. President, what's your overall reaction to what President Gorbachev had to say? He said that you were the aggressor.
Well, you know, I'm not shocked to hear it from former KGB operatives like Vladimir Putin or his former defense minister Sergei Ivanov. Those people come from the Orwellian world where lying is just an instrument of communication. But I'm profoundly shocked that somebody like Mikhail Gorbachev, for whom I had lots of respect in the past, would use his appearance on your show for basically vindicating lies and deceptions. This is the man, Gorbachev, who brought out tanks from Europe. And he is the man who is justifying bringing in 1,200 Russian tanks, more than they ever brought to Afghanistan in the initial days of invasion, or Czechoslovakia into my country. This is the man, Mr. Gorbachev, who helped to bring down KGB kingdom. And he is the one who is justifying that what the KGB people are doing right now in my country. This is the man who has Nobel Peace Prize, and I guess Nobel Peace Prize is given for things perpetuating peace and perpetuating human rights. And this is the man who is justifying crimes against humanity taking place as we speak. And this is not like my words versus their words. This is Human Rights Report, Human Rights Watch report that I have in front of me. Crimes taking place in my country. Just a second. So, Larry, my comment on Mr. Gorbachev is that, I mean, this is the guy who, with the deal with Reagan, took out the missiles SS-20 from Europe. They shot at us SS-21 missiles continuously as residential areas. So shame on him, shame on you, Mr. Gorbachev, for perpetuating the very regime you helped to defeat and you fought against as a head of the Soviet Union.
All right, Mr. President, what do you make of it? Why do you think he's speaking this way? Assuming he's saying what he feels, what do you make of it?
Well, I think what's happening now, this is the man that brought down the Soviet Union. And Soviet Union is coming back. Vladimir Putin, remember, he said, the demise of the Soviet Union was the greatest geopolitical catastrophe of the 20th century. And basically, he's always thought that once Russia would get more weapons, once they would have more money, they would resuscitate the Soviet Union. And that's exactly what he's attempting to do. That's exactly what he was trying to do with my country for the last several years. And our only crime, Larry, was not to do something in one or this region of Georgia, the other region of Georgia. For the last several years, the only reason why Russia has introduced all-out embargo on all our exports, the only reason why they've bombed us continuously, it's not the first time we are bombed, the only reason why they've done all kind of provocation and also media war against us was our desire to live free, as free men, in free society, and to have our freedom of choice. This is the only thing for Georgia for which my small country is being punished and butchered right now.
What then do you think, what's going to happen? Is Russia going to leave? Are they going to try to force you out? What's next?
Well, in first place, it was never about some region in Georgia, Russia made it very clear they wanted regime change in Georgia. They did it very officially. They tried to do it through economic embargo, through all kind of other effects. They didn't achieve it because people got united, where we have democracy. Unlike Russia, we have the democratic system. We have free elections. We have free media as we speak. Even now, when my people is so united, there is criticism on Georgia media. This is normal. This is not like Russia, war propaganda machine. But what they are doing right now, and you ask me what's next, I don't know. Because it's not only Russian army that came in. And we have tens of thousands of Russian soldiers going around my country right now. They occupy more than 1/3 of my country. My country, before their invasion, was very prosperous, economically developed country. We don't have oil and gas, but we had freedom and we had a corruption-free system. Now, what they are doing, they brought with them huge group of irregulars. These are people who are going around in military fatigues, heavily armed, most of them drunk, or other kind of intoxication. These are reports we get from different media outlets. They target journalists, they target people. And here what is happening from Human Rights Watch report. Human Rights Watch witnessed terrifying scenes of destruction and looting by militias in the Georgian villages. There are people thrown out from their houses, and the remaining residents, incapacitated old people of these destroyed Georgian villages are facing desperate conditions with no means of survival, no help, no protection, and nowhere to go. That's exactly what Mr. Gorbachev is perpetuating. And you know, when they talk about killed, the Russian propaganda machine, supposed allegedly by the Georgian army, here again what this respected international human rights organization says. The figure of people killed given by the Russians is very doubtful. Our findings so far do not in any way confirm the Russian statistics. On the contrary, they suggest the numbers are grossly exaggerated. That's what independent observers are saying here. But you know why they're lying? And that's again to response to Mr. Gorbachev. They are not lying just for fun. Here again, the Human Rights Watch says the torching of houses in the Georgian villages is in some way a result of the massive Russia propaganda machine which constantly repeats claims of genocide and exaggerates the casualties. That is then used to justify retribution. That's what Mr. Gorbachev and the other Russian propaganda instruments are perpetuating right now. And these are not my words. This is not a blame game. That's what people who are present and brave people who are there on the side are saying.
The United States Secretary of State, Condoleezza Rice, is in France. She's making a formal ceasefire agreement for Georgia to sign. Will you sign it?
Well, the country got invaded unprovoked because we were, after continuous, provocations, when we already saw that they were killing lots of people, and when Russian tanks were already going through our border, we had to respond. And now they come in, and certainly they want to get some kind of arrangement. Of course, we have very good contacts with the U.S. administration. Yesterday, President Bush's very, very strong statement, I think, helped to deter direct Russian attack.
But will you sign her?
But right now, well, we'll have to see what she has to bring. We are still in negotiating process, but one thing should be made clear. Russians are trying to justify their invasion and to legalize their presence in Georgia. And without genuine international peacekeepers, without genuine international transparency, these people are going to make much more trouble for us and for the rest of Europe. So I think we should take a closer look at it.
I got you. Thank you, Mr. President.